team, what is up? This is Vendetta and we're playing some Shogun 2. Well, I'm saying we're playing some Shogun 2, but technically we're watching it. So this is a match that's going to be played on Osaka Plain. It's got me and Mr. Jake Dalay. Here's one of our test bunnies. And I wonder if they actually like the name I give them. They're our test bunnies. Deal with it. Anyway, so this, I'm kind of going in a bit blind because I have got no idea. I truly have. Because I mean, every single time I go on Shogun, I think, yeah, I'm feeling like I'm in a commentating mood today. I'm going to commentate someone's life. But I'll go in, and what will happen is that I'll just look straight at my replays list, and I'll think, what do I feel like casting today? So I'm going to cast this one. I haven't even looked at it because normally I do. So I'm kind of going in a bit blind, but this should be a pretty interesting battle. I think I can just remember it. But let's go into the armies. So we've got some Daiki Samurai up front for Mr. Legendary Vendetta. I rarely bring these guys, which is kind of bad of me. I should have slapped myself on the wrist for that because they are a good unit. I got some Naginata Samurai, which is very nice. Got some 18 defense. They've all got 12 attack. So we've got some pretty beastly stats on these guys. They're pretty darn solid. I do like Naginata Samurai, but you have to remember that they kind of compensate for everything. So I know they've got good armor. They can be sword infantry, spear infantry, and they can also be, cavalry fairly well. So they're a very versatile unit, but they're not quite so strong at any of, what I've just said, basically. Then we've got the Mummy Smashers and the Swag Daddies, who are going to be my Dachi Samurai, along with some more. Oh, my Cyan Naginata Warrior Monk. No, not Warrior Monks. My Cyan Naginatas. These guys are pretty famous. And then we've also got Captain Cabinet. And it's like 2 Bocavs. So I've got Annoyance and just a vanilla Bocav, it looks like. Yup. So let's go look at what Mr. Dalay has bought, our test bunny. He also has Daiki Samurai, but I think they are more highly vetted than mine. Yeah, just just a bit. And he's got some, was that Katana Samurai, and some more Katana Samurai. So he's got 3 of those guys. He really does have some warrior monks, along with his general, who is General Tissot. I don't know how you say that. T and an S. Then he's got, I think it's a Yari Cav and a Fire Cav. So those units are looking pretty beast. And let's go over to our opponents. So let's go look at the Flying Dutchman. He has decided to bring some Portuguese Turcos, which, if you remember from my last video, I said were an excellent unit. They've got that 12 attack, 12 morale, plus they've got guns, so they're kind of a Katana Samurai unit, but with guns, so that's pretty lethal. And then we also have got some Daiki Samurai over here, some Bow Samurai, so these guys are definitely packing in the kind of skirmish ability, the skirmish advantage. And then they've also got some Katana Samurai, who I don't think have quite got as good stats as no. So I think we're going to be more melee and they're going to be more. But we'll probably see if that's true when we get over to Kadave, and then Hannibal the Cannibal is going to be the Flying Dutchman's general, and it looks like he is going to be a ranged general, but also have a little bit of leadership influence. He's then got some Fire Cav, which I think are kind of a little bit more rounded than Jake Delay's. Yeah, just a bit. They're more on the defense, these guys. Now, this is one thing that you test bunnies have got to try and figure out. Does melee defense, is it worth putting on cavalry? Because I kind of like to put the anal in analytics. I'm just saying. And I really want to know whether this actually does work, whether it does help your cavalry unit, putting that defense up. Because I know some people do, and it means you don't have to max out your melee attack on the, sort of clan points. But I want to know whether it's a worthwhile thing to do. So test bunnies, go. So Kadave Rose. He has got some Naginata Samurai, so it's a bit like me. The First Wall Division. That's a pretty cool name actually. He's then got some Lone Sword Ashigaru, and some Bow Ashigaru, along with some Katana Samurai. Is that 2 of those guys? It is indeed. And then some Naginata Warrior Monks with his general, who I think is a mix. Yes, we've got a bit of a 3-way hybrid. It's very nice. And he is bound to have some cavalry hidden. So then we've also got the Morale Shrine, and then you've got the Sword Dojo and the Archery Dojo. So it's kind of good that Archery Dojo's on our side because it means they can't tear us to shit. But then again, it's kind of bad that they've got the Sword Dojo because it means that their units are going to get boosted, even though ours should be qualitatively better. Yeah, only a bit. And Okay, because I mean, I don't really use my Nodachi too often. I mean, I'm trying to use them a little bit more. I'm I just want to get back into Shogun too, guys. I mean, I have to go in and actually play with some of you lot, because I have not done it for a good while. I have been missing Shogun quite a bit, but what seems to be stopping me from going on? Okay, these guys are going into their slow-mo walk, but because I've kind of put up my second monitor at the moment, and it's really annoying because I can't put up my second monitor and play Shogun 2 because whenever I do that, I'll wander my mouse to the side like this, and my mouse will travel from one screen to the next, and it is just insanely annoying, and I have to keep on turning off my second monitor 24/7. So that's kind of why I haven't been playing it, because I just can't be asked to turn my monitor off. I'm going to be honest, guys. So early stages of the game, what is happening? Osaka plane, you kind of obviously the river is going to dominate the whole game, and whoever crosses first is going to be at a big disadvantage, especially in mine and Dalay situation, because these guys are going to be able to poke us down so quick with that Daikyu Samurai and also that Bow Monks. Also, they've got Turkos, which is going to be even more deadly. So we really have to kind of stay out of range of them, try not to give them the upper hand in terms of skirmishing. Now I'm going to be charging on forward, and I'm going to be poking at his Naginata Samurai. Yeah, it's not ideal with kind of bow cav, but they're the only unit charging towards me, so I might as well just take some pot shots at them. He's then also got some light cav, Yari cav, and some more Yari cav, so he's got two of those guys and a light cav. Light cav is a good unit. I think it's definitely an underused unit to bring, and I'm going to be charging forward, trying to take this shrine by force. Make sure that his cavalry do not get the morale shrine, because that would be pretty bad for me. I'm just saying, that would be bad for me in Delay. We do not want that to happen. He's going to try and chase down my Bocav, at which point I'm going to chase my Bocav right into the back of my army so that he can try and charge into my Naginata Samurai. I then popped off a rally for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but unfortunately for me, this does mean that my back is now exposed because my general's there, my Bocav is there, and my Daikyu Samurai are also there. So all he really has to do is just take his cavalry and smack it straight into the back, and he's pretty much taken out my whole army, because as you can see here, the Naginata Samurai are the only defense I've got against these cavalry. Now I'm going to charge forward my swag daddies, so they're going to be rolling along because they are seeing them rolling and they be hating, and they're going to be charging forward into these Naginata Samurai, which they should be able to clean up pretty darn easily. We've got some 19 melee attack. Of course, the rally there is going to give us some more attack. Or at least I think it does. I haven't played this game in so long, I can't even remember basic info. Damn it, Vendetta, you need a slap. And we got this is going to be going into the Banzai as well, which will give us some more what was that? Attack and charge. But for some reason they're going to play Ring Around the Roses with me, and I'm going to be charging right back round, which would be it's kind of a bad idea, because what I should do is charge them right round the back and hit them from the rear. That's probably be a good idea. So I'm going to retreat my Daikyu Samurai. I'm going to change up the Naginata lads, my Naginata Samurai, because they got some good melee defense, I think. Yes, they got some 18 defense, which is a good move, and then my bow cav are going to get caught in the crossfire. Now, actually, Jake Delay has done a pretty good move. I have to give this to him because, okay, so he's taken out the enemy cavalry, and as I was saying earlier, if you charge across the river first, you're fucked. That's kind of in essence what I said. Not 100% truth, but it is kind of reminiscent in what's about to happen, because these guys, they held the skirmishing advantage, and if there's anything about Shogun, if you hold the skirmishing advantage, you sit tight and you do not move for anything. You make hoes come to you. That's what you have to do in this game, because if you go to them, you're going to be immobile, you're going to be out of position, and this is an example. I'm just going to charge in casually with my Bocav and start to rip into these bow monks. Yeah, it's not going to do too much damage, but it's enough. That's the thing, it is enough to cause a bit of havoc. And now we're going to have a fight over the morale shrine, which to be honest, I'd rather have no one got the morale shrine than purely them or me. That's kind of something that I personally feel. I'm going to go and I'm going to mop up these lone swords with that charge, because oh dang, these guys have got 44 charge, 22 melee attack, and on the flank here I'm going to have to be mopping up these katana samurai. So it should be fairly even. Well, I say it should be even. I'm losing decisively, which isn't great, and automatically we've already gone in. We've taken out half of these bow warrior monks from the Flying Dutchman, and this is good. The reason why I said he made a good move, Dalay, is because now he's back here. He's made him cross the river. He's now stuck in the river. He's stuck in limbo here, and he's really going to have a tough time trying to either get out of there because obviously, it slows down all units. So it's going to be pretty hard to reinforce his buddy over here when I'll just clean him up. And because Jake Dalay, he pulled back so much instead of sitting on the kind of bank here. If he sat on the bank, then the Flying Dutchman would have been more encouraged to just sit tight and do nothing. But because he retreated, Flying Dutchman thought, oh, I'm going to take advantage of this. And now Dalay is going to be taking advantage and rushing forward with all these Nodachis. And they looking pretty beast. And they're going to be taking out a good few units, it looks like. And I have done a rally. It looks like I have won the battle here. My Daikyu Samurai, I think, are going to be shooting off at these Katana Samurai before they can try and get to me, so I'm trying to pick those guys down or they're going down pretty beast. And my Naginata Samurai are going to be here defending, so it's going to be a bit more of an even fight. And I'm going to charge in my mummy smashes as well. And the Bocav, I still have a Bocav left. These guys have only got 16 kills. Now you have to be good with Bocav because I think their armor penetration, I think their armor penny is a little bit, bit crap, if I'm honest. But they're very, very good against bow monks, just monk units in general because they've got awful armor. A bit of Nodachi, a bit of no swaggy, and they're also good against Eshigaru units. So more or less go for the weak units. Try not to go for stuff like Naginata, for example. They'll just do awfully against those. But I'm going to be charging them forward into these Boashigaru to try and chomp them up a little bit, try and stop them from firing at me. But I'm just going to be charging straight the way across here. And the Cyan Monks are just... No, Cyan Monks! They call them Cyan Monks. They're Cyan Naginata Samurai. So they're just going to stop there. And they're just going to be taking those hits from any of these skirmishing units. And pretty much Dalay has just gone in and thought, you know what, guys? Just stay. You've done your part, Vendetta. It's my turn. And he just goes in and sweeps the enemy from the field pretty darn easily. They really had to use their skirmishing advantage in this, which they really did not, unfortunately for them. So that's one thing you always have to remember. Let the enemy come to you. Make the enemy your hoe. That is kind of all I'm saying here, guys. And this is definitely shown throughout this battle. You just need to stick with your guns, very literally, if you have got a more powerful skirmishing army, because you're really not going to do any good by charging them across, because you need every advantage you've got when you've got a skirmishing army, because they're pretty hard to play with. I don't normally play with skirmishing armies myself very often, and that's mainly because it's just so easy for an enemy to just straight out rush you. I mean, if you're facing off against a skirmish army, pretty much the only option you have got is to charge straight forward into them. And but I say you've got to charge straight forward into them. Try not to charge your general in right at the last minute, because these Daikyu Samurai have done a very good service to me, and it looks like we've won. So I hope you've enjoyed the battle, guys, and we'll go to the results screen. Hello, and we are back. So me and Dalay bring the least units, I think it is. Oh no, we bought more in the same, kind of in the midway. And the Flying Dutchman bought the least units, but I think that's probably because his units were a little bit vetted. I don't think he had any cavalry either, did he? Did he have any cavalry? Oh, we'll see now. Let's go see if he had any cavalry. Dalay, Cadaverals, Flying Dutchman. No, he did not, but he did have a very strong skirmish. Oh no, he did. He had some fire cav. But he had a very strong skirmishing force, which you really have to, because when you're selecting an army, you're always thinking about trade-offs. You're always thinking about, is this unit worth it? How many kills do I want this unit to get? How am I going to play them? What's their playstyle? Are they going to complement any other units in my army? And his army composition was very good. He had some cavalry there for some nice little little strikes behind enemy lines, if you like. So he's a very mobile force with the fire cav. He had a very strong skirmishing force, and then obviously his sword units would have been very good against anti-infantry. The only thing I'd say about his composition is that he hasn't actually got much kind of anti-cav. I mean, if I cav spammed, for example, this army just would have been destroyed. But that's half of the fun with playing Shoguns, that you're going to pick a random army, and then you're just going to see what your opponent brings. That is kind of half the battle, just bringing a decent army which is well equipped. And as I've always said, any good RTS player will bring a multitude. They'll bring a variety, a very nice composition which can pretty much counter anything. That's something which I'm still yet pretty bad at, but I'm kind of okay with this composition. But anyway, let's look at it. So I bought 4 Naginata Samurai units. Wow, they did pretty decent. Let's look at the kills. So the Swag Daddy's up there at the top with 136. Naginata Lads, of course, reigning in there and losing quite a considerable amount of men. The Mummy Smashers in there with 70 kills, which is a worthwhile unit to bring. Wow, the Daiki Samurai only lost 4 men, so that's not too bad. And even Captain Cabinet there, getting more kills than the Bow Cav. How does it even work? But we'll look at Cadaverus, so his Blade Masters, wow. No, so Blade Runners. So the Lone Sword Ashigaru. No, I would like to start using more Lone Sword Ashigaru. Just get them to some crazy melee attack stats. Jake Dalay there with his first Elite Fire Cav doing very well. I think that's because they mopped up the cavalry from Cadaverus. I think that's where they came from. I'm not entirely sure, but it's pretty much for him. He just ran across the river and screwed over the person on the other side. So the Flying Dutchman, the person who got screwed over on the other side, the Odachi Samurai reining in good 80 kills there. So at least they're getting the capital back. And yeah, it's kind of all you have to kind of say. But as I said, when you bring skirmishing armies, you really have to make them efficient. So it's always best not to rush. You always want to sit back, sit tight, maybe even do a bit of kiting. So run maybe a crap unit forward, like let's for example Naginata Attendants. If you've got a skirmishing army, bring a couple of Naginata Attendants, run your army up, run the Naginata Attendants forward into the enemy, make the enemy stop dead in their tracks with a shit unit, and just start picking away at them. And then if the enemy army continues to keep on running at you, just keep on sending just 1 or 2 Naginata Attendants, stall in the enemy army, and then just continue to just tear into them with your bow units. That can be a good tactic. I've done it once before. It worked okay, but you have to remember that cavalry is going to be another big factor in that kind of a tactic, because they can just flank you with it. So, I hope you've enjoyed this battle. I should try and do some more, and bye-bye for now.